Yep, Ed Holder, Mr Phormula here, straight from Studio Padat. Here's a massive shout out to the Royal Voluntary Service. Today we're going to do a little session in the art form of beatboxing and show you how to make loads of sounds. All you're going to need is your mouth. If you've got a microphone and a speaker, you want to wind people up, go for it. Let's get into a little something. Yep. Okay, so that's what we call beatboxing. Let's get into some sounds. All right, so the first thing we're going to kick this off with is something we call bass. All right, so bass is low frequencies. And if you're not entirely sure what I mean by that, well, if you imagine someone passing in a car with music blasting really loud, what we'd hear through the walls is that low rumbly sound, okay? And that's what we call the bass, right? So I live by the side of the road here, so I hear it all the time. If you hear that, it sounds like this. What's that noise? Oh, you're right, John. We're messing. All right, cool. That's bass. When I beatbox, I do about 10 different bass sounds. I'm going to show you a few of them, and then we're going to move into some other things, all right? So, number one, we call this a nasal bass because it comes from your nose, yeah? So, if I hold the mic to the side, you can see what I'm doing. If I go like this, da-na-na-na, doesn't sound very good, okay, from the mouth. Da-na-na. But if you do exactly that from your nose, that sounds a lot better. But I'm not beatboxing there, I'm just using my nose, right? So before I show you why we do this, I want you to try it. Put your hand on your mouth, and out of your nose, really low with your voice, so it's to go duh, duh, but from your nose. It's like humming, right? And the reason why we do this, if I hold the mic to the side, if I go like this with my nose, make a beat with my mouth, you can see they're separate, right? Because they're separate, means you can do them at the same time. So, nose, mouth, then together. So you do the usher beat from the nose, then the beat. Cool, I was a little bit out of key then, sorry, apologies. All right, so that's the first one. Number two, we call this oscillation, right? Put your lips together like this. Really easy, relax your lips and then blow, so your lips vibrate. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Put that in the beat. Works really well with drum and bass or fast beats. Yeah? Number three, we call this a snore bass, right? Because it's exactly that. When you sleep, you snore, okay? It goes like this. First of all, snore, right? Next thing, say the word bow. So say bow. Now do bow, but don't say it, right? Just the movement. And now if you snore and go with the same time, you get that sound. Really easy, yeah? Okay, a couple of more. These are a bit more tricky. So this next one's what we call a throat bass, because obviously it comes from your throat. And I can't really teach you this. The only way I can explain it to you is sort of like coughing without stopping, okay? But not like a machine gun when you're a kid. You know when you go, I don't mean like that. What I mean is you cough without stopping, right? Like this, see the way my voice sounds? When you get to that, right, it takes a little bit, but when you get to that, you learn how to relax your throat And then when you relax your throat, you can control your voice, right? So, starts off like this, but the more you do it, the lower you can go with your voice because you're relaxing your throat. That sounds quite cool, sounds like a robot. But if you go even lower, you can make yourself sound like Optimus Prime. Transformation, roll out. Yeah, so it comes from here, okay? That's called the throat bass. Put that in the beat. So if I go like this with my lips, you hear the silence in between the sounds, right? There's a silence between. Fill that space up with the throat. Do it quickly. Yeah? Alright, I'll show you one more. We call this a vibration bass. I'm genuinely not sure how I make this, but it comes from here. And I use my throat as well as my chest. I'm not sure, but it sounds like this. Put that in the beat, works well with grime. Cool. All right, I'm gonna show you some sound effects now. First up, we have what we call a siren. So when I was a kid, I used to go like this. Yeah, I'm sure everyone does. And I got older and I learned how to make this one. All right, so I'll show you first. Sounds like this. So the way you make this sound, right? First of all, it's all to do with positioning, okay? Make a circle with your lips like this. By the way, you will look silly, but it's only us here and you've got a screen in front of you, so it's all good. Go like this. All right. Put your top teeth against your bottom lip, yeah? Like that. You see that? So you look like this, yeah? Okay. Don't move your mouth at all. It has to stay like that, right? From your chest now, it's really important that you project your voice. Don't go, that's not going to work, right? You want to go like this. But don't move your mouth. So keep it like that. From here. Yeah? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And then with this next bit, with that same sound, don't do this hard, right? But if you tap your throat really lightly when you do it, you can stutter the sound. Yeah, so you can do different tricks with that as well, okay? All right, next up, we got what we call a water drop. Difficult trick, but if you can do it, it sounds like this. Put it in a beat. Cool. So there's different ways of making this sound, but I'm going to show you the way I do it. So you break it down into 2 parts. First of all, put your tongue behind the top teeth, all right? And then suck your tongue, not with your lungs, right? Don't go like this. It's all in your mouth. You just want to go like this. You're just sucking your tongue. So if my tongue's there, at the top of my mouth. Yeah, you're just sucking your tongue off the top of your mouth down, all right? Next thing, without that bit now, it's a separate piece. You want to say the word wit without saying wit, all right? So unvocalized, okay? So like this. Can you do that? You're just pushing air out from your mouth again, not your lungs. Here, okay? This is the trick now. This is the difficult bit. You have to do that and that at the same time, right? It has to happen at the same time. Okay? It's a difficult trick, but if you can get it, it works really well. Okay, next up, we call this the helicopter. And it sounds like this. Cool. So the way you do this, right? Again, difficult trick. I'll try my best to explain it. Right, if you imagine that's the top of my mouth, the roof of my mouth, okay? All right. So my tongue's flat now, like this, okay? If I hold it to the side, maybe like that. Yeah. So if I'm like that, so curl your tongue back like that, so it's against the roof of your mouth, like that, okay? Now what you want to do is breathe in through the front of your mouth. And if you breathe in just right, the air will hit your tongue and it'll start to vibrate against the roof of your mouth. Like this, right? And then to get the actual helicopter effect, you've got to do that, but you've got to move your tongue to the side of your mouth. So your tongue is like here, right? It's behind your teeth, but it's on the side. Huh? Alright? And then if you breathe in through this gap here and do that exact thing I just told you with the air, you get that, right? If you combine that with your voice and breathe in with your voice, right? If you do a helicopter at the same time, you get this as well. Yeah, so again, you can do different sound effects, all right? Okay, final sound effect to wrap this up. We're gonna do what we got. We'll do a dog bark, right? Okay. So first of all, you do a dog bark, right? But what you want to do to get it more realistic is to do the same thing, but when you're breathing in. Okay. So it's what we call an inward sound, right? I should have explained that. So you make sounds when you blow out, and you make sounds when you breathe in. So outward sounds when you blow air out, inward sounds you breathe in, right? Dog bark. Yeah. So you want to go woof. But you do woof when you're breathing in. Okay, and you'll get it more like a realistic sound. All right, cool. Okay, so that wraps up our beatbox session. Hopefully you've enjoyed and you've learned a couple of things. And if you've got any questions, then feel free to send them over to the Royal Voluntary Service and they'll get in touch or whatever. Or if this is on YouTube and there's a comment section, put it on there. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but massive shout out to Royal Voluntary Service for this invite. And I hope you all enjoyed. If you want to check me out on YouTube, it's Mr Phormula. Yeah, so MR and then Formula with a PH, PHORMULA. www.mrphormula.com, Instagram, Twitter, Mr Phormula, everything. Yeah. Okay, cool. Take care. Stay safe, everyone. Pack.